Hello, crafty friends. If you love creative projects and cozy crafting, you're in the right place because today we are gonna take a chill day and we're going to just do some coloring of a cute little comic strip. Now, I made this with AI because I honestly didn't know you could do it. And I always thought that comic strips were kind of cute. And I thought, and I'm like, you know what? I just want to play with the markers, even though one of the brands I'm not big on, I'm not a big fan of it. But today we're just gonna sit back, relax, and do some childlike coloring. I don't know why I wanted to do this, but it was just too cute, and I like comics and I like cartoons, and I was just in the mood to play with the markers. So I had AI do up this little comic strip and just to play around with the AI, and I do really want to make my own comic strip or my own little book or something like that along those lines and just have fun with it. I want to do some animations and make my own little cartoon, but my goodness, people, there's just not enough hours in the day for all of the things that I love. So, since I made this little cartoon strip, I figured that I would take it and I would put it on some watercolor paper and let's just do some coloring. Now, again, I'm not a big fan of these artistro, excuse me, watercolor markers, but you know what? Sometimes it's good to just sit back and relax and just have a little fun. So, as you know, these markers are not my biggest fan, but since the comic strip was so adorable, especially with the cute little doggy, oh my god, he's so cute, I had to just relax and take a day and just play. So, that's what we're going to be doing. So, let's get into the video. Now, I printed this off of my computer and I just traced it on there and I did a cute little transition in between here so that I could spare you of seeing me trace it on there and then ink it out. So I tried to do a little transition thingy here so that you didn't have to watch all of that. But I did trace it onto some watercolor paper. I tried to spare you watching me do the usual, put it on the paper and trace it on and then ink it. Now I did go in with my fountain pen that has some waterproof ink, but it apparently was not quite 100% dry when I started painting it, but we'll get into that later. Now when I started painting this, I did have to go back in with watercolors to do the skin tone because I don't have any skin tone in this pack. And I have purchased more of the combo markers and I did get like a different kind of pack. Actually, I got two of them. I got the mermaid colored pack and I also got the skin tone pack. But at the time of filming this, I didn't actually have them in my hot little hands so that I could use them on this. I would like to revisit something like this again and do another coloring just with the markers because I haven't gotten that far yet. but I do want to play with those too. And they are sitting currently looking at me saying, you know, you have these cool markers and you haven't even touched me yet. So I do want to get into a project, but I have got so many things that I'm doing all at once that I just don't have. I really don't have any time. And my boyfriend is sick and I'm trying to take care of him. And oh my god. So I do apologize for that. And I do apologize that I'm not currently working hard to get content out that is interesting. I'm just filming my art process. But like I said, I have so many things that's going on all at once that I really just don't have time. And I'm not going to chase the algorithm. Anyways, now, I said in the last video that I would show you the color mixes that I found online to make skin tone because the last couple of projects have been, oh my gosh, ridiculous trying to figure out the skin tones. And I found this mixture online, and I'm going to show it off here and show you the mixes. I don't know if I got all of them on the page, but these mixes here that I'm showing on the screen have worked out pretty good. So I'm going to be using a mixture of umber, because I don't think I have burnt umber, but I'm going to be using umber and sienna plus a cad yellow in kind of a watery mix, I believe. But I'm not entirely sure which one I actually use. But as you can see here, there's a different range of skin tones. Yes, I got a little bit messy when I tried to swatch these, but it's cool with me. I'm all right with that. But these mixtures so far is what I've been using, and if you're interested in those, I can leave a link down below to those color mixes. And I've been using those with gouache and watercolor to do my portraits, and I can tell you that they work out really, really well. And I use two different brands of watercolor and gouache, but they seem to work really well. Sometimes you have to tweak it a little bit because, you know, every skin tone, depending on your reference photo, is different. So you may have to like tweak a few things, add a little bit more alizarin crimson if it's a red tone or whatever. So you kind of have to play with it a little bit as for every portrait. But I will leave a link down below of the color mixing sheets that I found if you'd like to grab that. And if you'd like to hear, you know, me do a video just on skin tones and what I've learned and how I kind of gauge how I'm mixing my skin tones for my portraits, leave a comment down below and I will make an additional video and we can go a little bit deeper into that when we go to do a portrait. Maybe we can even do a portrait together and I can go through the process and try really hard to explain what it is that I'm doing while I'm doing it. I try not to talk while I'm doing the video because it takes that much longer to actually paint the painting, because I'm more of a let's film it first and I'll keep quiet so I can get it done when I'm doing my painting, and then I kind of add the audio because it seems to take me a little bit longer. If you're interested in that, leave me a comment down below and I will do my best to do that for you. I did make some mistakes in this, and I will get to them when they arrive. But first, we're going to start off here with the greens. And I didn't really, it was just a cartoon. I didn't really care if it looked dry or whatever. I was going to add some texture. So I just kind of let the markers do what they were going to do. And I tried not to fuss over it or worry about it. It was just a quick coloring. Well, it wasn't a quick coloring. It was just a fun coloring project and having a kind of chill day. So I kind of was all right with the texture that came down. Or I was kind of okay. I was okay with the texture. And I kind of wanted that for the grass and for the bushes and stuff because I thought it would add some interest. So I kind of just colored it in and I tried to do it a little bit texturized here because grass and bushes, of course, are textured. So I just kind of like let it go. Okay, now here on the video is where I kind of messed up. I was trying to decide what color to put in there, and I just put the blue into there with the artistro, and again, I forgot that these markers, once you put them down, they're done. They don't go anywhere. So I kind of didn't like the way the sky turned out, but I was like, you know what? It'll give it character because I could not fix it, as you could see, which is kind of why these markers drive me nuts. I don't know if it's more like, you'll have to let me, you guys will have to let me know. Are they more like alcohol markers? They say that they're watercolor markers, but like I said, once you put it down, it don't move. It just sucks into the paper like it's got alcohol or something in them. So the sky came out a little wonky, which I wasn't really happy with, but ultimately there was nothing I could do about it, which is why I would like to try this again and do my own comic strip or something, because I just had to, like, you know what, roll with the punches because I could not get it to move, which is why I prefer the Tombow. Plus, as you can see from the video, I like the texture of these artistro, but As far as getting them to move, the only way that they work is if the paper, the watercolor paper, is wet first and then you color with them, because that's the only way that those work. But as far as for texture markers, like doing this tree trunk and this tree, it worked out really well. I was okay with that. I didn't mind the texture at all, and I didn't mind the texture for the grass or for the bushes. But for the sky up here, I wasn't happy with it. But I was like, we'll just say it was kind of a overcast day, and there was a little bit of streaks of sky coming through because, like I said, I could not get them to move after I put them down. I'm like, oh man, I was just hoping for like a little bit of contrast here in the sky, and I was like, yeah, that didn't really work. So here what I do with a tree trunk is I kind of went for the textured look, and then I went in with a different color to add a little bit of extra baubles or whatever you'd like to call it. So I went down with the first wash, if you'd like to call it that. It's not really a wash, but the first color, which is the lighter color. And then I went in with a darker color to do the I don't know what, the bark on the tree. I had a brain fart there for a second. To do the bark on the tree and to do the darker parts for this little, I think it's a wooden thing or something that she's sitting on. That's what it looked like in the picture. So I think it's actually supposed to be like a blanket, like a picnic blanket, but to me it looked more like she was sitting on a wood frame of some kind, so I kind of just went with it. And of course, we have to do our absolutely adorable little fur friend here, and we have to do it in black and white. Why? Well, because I had a black and white dog once, and he was so adorable. I love him so much. I loved him so much. Look at his little face. He's so happy. Oh, he's so adorable. Oh my god, that's what made me really want to color this, is the fur baby. Oh, I would love to have a fur baby again, but I don't think I could go through losing another animal. But oh my god, he's so cute. I just want to rough up his little face. He's so adorable. And the little drawing was cute too. But oh, he's so cute. Oh my god, I just want to like squish him. Not like squish him, but I just want to pick him up and squeeze him. He's so cute. Oh my god. I'm sorry, we really don't deserve dogs. I love him so much. when I started doing the hair. I'm getting a little bit better at trying to color the hair. I'm learning as I go, and I'm getting better at this. I'm learning how to get the texture and to make it look kind of like I want it to look. So this is a great experience. And I love how simplified our characters are. I mean, I'm a one for detail, but I love cartoons because you can simplify everything. And I was thinking I could use this as kind of a template or a guide on how to make my own cartoon for the channel. And I'd love to have like a little cartoon come in and entertain you and come in and point out a few things and get her to move and do some things and talk to you all. But I literally have not gotten that far yet. But I would love, 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 love to do that. I love cartoons and I love that whole style. And I would really like to do that in Procreate or something. And I have the animation stuff, I have the software and everything. I have Procreate, I have Procreate Dreams. And I would love to be able to have the time to do that. And then I could put that in here. And that is like my dream for the channel, to be able to add a cartoon and do some fun stuff and have the cartoon come in and do some silly clips and tell some silly jokes and everything. But I just don't have the time to do everything. Not just for art, but in life in general. I'm doing everything and I don't have the time. Oh my gosh, and that's what I really want to do and make it fun and inviting for everybody to just sit back and relax and watch the silly cartoon. And I'd like to do a transition and have a cartoon come in and talk to you and say, but I just don't. I have so many ideas and so many stories that run through my head, and I'd like to be able to make animations, and I'd like to be able to tell some stories coming up for the holidays that I'd love to be able to have the time to write. And then I could sit here and tell you all a story. I don't know if you'd be interested in that, but I've got so many ideas and so many short stories I'd love to be able to just write up and to tell the story while I'm doing my art. But I don't know if I'm gonna have the time. But those are the dreams that I'd love to be able to do for the channel. I don't know if I'm ever gonna find the time though, but we'll see what happens. So hopefully I didn't bore you too much. Hopefully I didn't talk your ears off or anything. That was not my intention. But I just want to say a thank you all so very much for coming and watching my video for the week. Hopefully it wasn't too boring. I hope you had fun. I hope to see you all here next week. We got big things coming, big things coming. All right, everybody, and that concludes our video for this week of our cozy cartoon strip coloring. I hope you had fun. I hope you come back here next week and see what kind of endeavors we're going to get into. And as always, take care, stay inspired. I'll see you in the next creative adventure, whatever it's going to be. Keep making those beautiful things one project at a time. Thanks for coming. And I'm sorry that it is so late. I was so tired today. I literally took a 3-hour nap and I never nap. So I'm sorry it was so late. But have a wonderful weekend, everybody. The autumn season is just around the corner and I am so excited. I want to do so many Halloween projects you don't even know. I've already started. Oh my god, I love Halloween so much. I can't wait for the leaves to change and it to start cooling down. But anyways, enough of my blabbing. Thank you all so much for coming and I hope to see you here next week. Take care. Bye.